This is an example of how to use the Realyzer Real Estate Deal Analyzer. On the left side, you've got all of your inputs where you can input the information and the numbers of the property you're trying to analyze. On the right side, you're going to see auto calculations of those numbers that you input. On the bottom, you can import your own logo for the PDF at the end, and you can import any photos of the property you're analyzing. If you prefer a dark mode experience, you have the option to do that. Flip it back to light mode. Now, if you're analyzing any property, you may generally start at Redfin.com, Zillow.com, or Realtor.com and find a listing of a property there. For this example, I've already got a property from Houston, Texas on Zillow that I want to analyze. So I'm going to copy and paste this URL right here. I'm going to copy and paste the home address and the purchase price. Resize right there, and so I can show the map right here, and as soon as I click on search address, the tool automatically figures out the address that I input and it finds it on the map. For the mortgage calculation, we're going to start off with a standard 20% down payment, and this is all adjustable. And the interest rate is also adjustable, but let's take a look at the Zillow listing and try to get it as close as this listing as possible. So if I were to find the monthly costs, it looks like principal and interest ends up being $748 a month, and I could see we're using the same thing, a 20% down payment, 30-year loan, and they're going with an interest rate of this. So copy that in, and it looks like the Realyzer calculator, mortgage calculator, and the Zillow mortgage calculator are coming out at the same number. So for the rental income, according to Zillow, the potential rental income estimate is about this much. So we'll use the Zillow data for our example. Property taxes. Realyzer retrieves external data from various sources, including the US Census Bureau, to get estimates for every 50 state in the United States. And previously, when we input the address of the property, the tool automatically figures out the state is Texas. It retrieves the data for Texas, and the data says the estimate is 1.81% of the purchase price, which automatically calculates to $332 a month. Now let's take a look at what Zillow has to offer, and almost similarly, it's $420 a month. We're going to use the Zillow information. The insurance is pretty similar. Realyzer uses a 0.5% estimate of the purchase price, and according to Zillow, they go by $77 a month, so we're going to use that one. Closing costs. These would generally be any kind of fees that result in the closing of a deal. These could be anything from real estate agent commissions, record filing fees, mortgage underwriting fees, title transfer fees, and notary fees, among many other. So to calculate this, we're going to write in 4% of the purchase price, and of course that can vary. Upfront repairs and rehab budget would be if you have to perform any repairs on the property as soon as you buy it. According to these photos, it doesn't seem like we would have to repair anything of the property, so we're going to leave this at 0 for now. Repairs and maintenance would be ongoing. So say for instance your tenant is living in your property and certain repairs have to be done. Maybe a plumbing line has burst or any other kind of damage to the house occurs. You might want to account for 5% of the monthly income for any kind of instances like that. Vacancy allowance. In case if there is no tenant for a few months in your property, you want to account for any sort of loss such as that. So for this example, we're going to put in a 4% for vacancy allowance. Capital expenditures would be anything such as replacing a large purchase, such as replacing a refrigerator, replacing a washer-dryer combo, or replacing a roof. We're going to put that at 6% for now. Management fees would come from hiring a management company to check up on your property, especially in the case if you're not in the same state, or to have another company collect rent and do other things for you as you would like to remain the investor and the owner. For the management company, we're going to put 10% of the monthly income. Now, electricity and gas may typically be paid by the tenant living in the property. However, these are adjustable, and the water and sewer may also be paid by the tenant, but it could also be paid by the owner. For this scenario, we're going to put in $62 a month for water and sewer. Same thing goes with garbage. Let's say the owner pays for garbage, and we'll put $55 every month. HOA fees, according to the Zillow listing, are $5 a month, and HOA fees can go towards any community amenities or utilities. For instance, in this case, it looks like they have a community pool and a community playground. Now that we have all of our numbers inputted, you can immediately see all the inputted numbers and the calculations right off the bat. If we're spending $17.91 every month and we're only making $16.95, we're cash flowing negative. So our cash on cash result is a negative 2.18%, meaning this would not be a good deal right off the bat. Cash on cash is formulated by dividing the annual cash flow, how much money the property is making every year, and dividing that by the amount of money that we initially put into the deal, which was that 20% down payment and the closing costs. Now, for example, if we wanted to get this up to a higher cash on cash, because we're aiming for something that's 8 to 15% or higher, which would tell us that this may be a profitable deal to pursue. We can, for instance, find different ways to charge more rent, such as tenanting the property out to 2 different tenants. For this scenario, let's say we charge $2,400 total for rental income, which calculates and puts our cash on cash up to a 9.84%, which theoretically would be a good deal. Now on the bottom here, you have the freedom to import your own logo. And we're going to import this one right here. And right here, for the property photos, I've already gone in and saved the Zillow photos, so I'll upload them right here. Once this is all looking good and the information is all correct, you can click Print Results, which brings you to this layout page that has the images on the right, the address on the top, the calculated numbers all on the left, and on the bottom the same map, as well as the original listing for you to click on or share with anyone else. To save this as a PDF, you can either click on the browser's print functionality or Command P if you're on a Mac. This will give you this page layout where you can then save it as a PDF or print it to your own printer. And there you have it.